What up, what up, what up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. Just say it loud and clear, something like that. How are you all doing? How was Christmas? How was the holidays? How are you doing today? How many of you have gone back to work today? How's everyone doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we have an interesting topic to cover, as usual. Yes. Yul Edochie finally got what he wanted. And we're going to be reviewing that today. Excuse me. Do me a favor. As you're coming in, hit that like button. That will let everyone else know that we're here, we're hanging out. We're going to talk about relationships today. We'll talk about power. We'll talk about influence. We'll talk about seduction, attraction, everything. We're going to talk about everything today. Okay? Influence, relationship influence, power, seduction, attraction. We're going to talk about all of that today. Okay? As usual. How's everyone doing? Good to see you. Titi Layo. How are you, Titi Layo? Welcome. Ekabo Sorieto. Yes, we have some things to cover today. We're going to talk about some token stuff today, some token moments today. We're going to review, react to some of that today. We're going to talk about Maurice Chestnut today. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about a few things, okay? But they all have to do with relationships as usual, So welcome back. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's get to the conversation. How are you doing? D-Love, good to see you. So let's get to, let me share my screen. Let's get to it today. We had a fantastic session just before Christmas. I had a good time Christmas. Shout out to every one of you that were here 2 nights ago. We did the damn thing, right? I'm going to share my screen really quickly. All right, we're going to talk about Yul Edochie today. That's Yul Edochie's first family. Lady Navarre, good to see you. Oh, so sorry to hear that you lost your grandma. Oh, wow. So sorry to hear that. God bless her soul. Isabel, good to see you. Brother Patrick, how are you, sir? How was your Christmas? How on a day? All right. Yul Edochie is the gift that keeps giving. And I heard somebody say, oh, I'm tired of the lessons. I'm like, you tired of the lessons? Oh, I'm sorry. We're just getting started. We're at 1,600 subscribers. We're going to 100,000. We're just getting started. Tired of lessons, BT Bao? Of course not. Well, to each his own. But these are things we have to deal with. As long as you're going to have to continue to deal with human beings, you have to learn these things, okay? And if you don't learn these things, you will learn one way or the other. You can learn by failing, or you can learn ahead of time, and somewhere in between. Most of us are going to be somewhere in between. All right, so that's fine, whichever one you choose. Okay, we're talking about relationship. We're talking about Yul Edochie. He finally got what he wanted. Okay, let me share. All right, so this picture is right here. So everyone was sharing pictures over the weekend, right? Over the Christmas. I even shared mine. Some of you saw my family with something that my wife put together. Did she do a good job? You guys like that? It was really nice, right? She's been doing that for a few years and she's always on point. But yeah, everyone else has been doing that. I thought it was nice. Still, she tried to make the best out of what she got. Let me first of all go ahead and share my screen right now. Okay, who is Yul Edochie? It's very important that we do that because you never know who is brand new here. Who is Yul Edochie? Who is this guy? Why are we talking about this guy? Let me see. Yul Edochie, according to his Instagram page, let me share that with you real quickly. Who is he? Is God's angel. This guy. But first of all, let's start from the top. His name is Yul Edochie, right? He has about 2.2 million monitoring spirits. That's a lot of people, okay? He's an artist, okay? A fine artist. One of the people that work very hard to sell Nigeria in good light to the rest of the world in terms of acting, okay? Not necessarily the stories, but the acting itself, you know. Nigerian entertainment industry is one of the best in the world at this point, either music or movies, okay? When I say one of the best, I mean top 2, top 3, okay? Undefeated since probably in the last 20 years easily. All right, almost 20 years. In the last 15 years easily, okay? God's angel, actor, director, the best voice in Nollywood. He does have a good voice for this type of things, right? Event host, voiceover artist, definitely a voiceover artist. If he's not using that well, I don't even know what else, you know. But anyway, that's the guy right there. So we're gonna review some of the stuff he posted. The wife, estranged first wife, still wife, because there's no records anywhere revealed by anybody that they have divorced. And frankly, I think many people don't want them to divorce. I think many people are rooting for them. But it's kind of weird because in the last 8 months, it came out and announced a brand new baby boy from a second wife. And what we're finding out 8 months later is that this guy does not have a second wife. He has a side chick. And he's still actively trying to force this side chick. Well, as of 2 days ago, he was trying to force this side chick on his existing first family. Well, on Christmas Day, just like everyone else has been posting the pajamas, pictures, Christmas, you know, photo shoots, you know, very nice pictures all over the place of families, people celebrating their family, which, by the way, if you haven't seen any one of those, you should check yourself. You're probably in the wrong algorithms online, okay? You're probably toxic and you're watching the wrong stuff, okay? A lot of people celebrated their family over the past weekend. Very nice. And she tried to make May, her name is May Edochie. That's the first wife. Let me blow this up really quickly. She tried to make the most out of what she has left of her family. So these are their children. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. And let me do something really quick. Let me go to what she posted on her page. Let's see what her caption said, because it's very important that we see that before we see what the response are, right? May Yul Edochie. You can see there at the top because for obvious reason I've been checking out. She has almost 500,000 monitoring spirits in her own right. I think she was also an actress of some sort, right? Anyway, she said, "Merry Christmas, the Queen, her princess, and the boys." Okay. All right, so fine-looking men created by Yul and his family, and his wife, and his estranged first wife, right? But anyway, she made the best out of it. Everybody thought that was a good picture, right? Right, so that's her and her daughter. It almost seems like they all look alike, don't they? Right? They look like the wife looks like Yul himself, right? They have that distinct look. All right, so she posted some stuff. She's trying to have a good time. Their last born together, right? I generally don't like to post children on this, so I'm just gonna fly through this really quickly. Let's see. All right. So now Yul took that picture. He took that picture, that particular picture. He reposted it on his page to his 2.2 million monitoring spirits, right? And it says, "Merry Christmas from my family to you and yours. May this season bring us all uncountable blessings." Amen, amen, amen. Odogu, right? That's what they call them, right? And then the following day, about 7 hours ago, that's today, Boxing Day, he decided to post his what do you call it? Audio second wife. They have a child together so far, and there are rumors that they are expecting another one, right? And it says, compliments of the season from my family to you and yours. May this season bring us all. But before all of this happened, if you look at this page right now, it looks a little bit decent. Okay, a young man, 40 years old or so, somewhere about that. Had a side chick, trying to flip that whole situation into a polygamy situation. I'm not mad at him, okay? I'm not mad at him. It's just not working out for him. Like we said 2 days ago, he's confused. Seems like a confused guy. It's okay. We've all been there. I've been confused too before, okay? And, but before it looked clean like this, something happened. Something happened, and that's what I wanted to share with you. His wishes came to pass. Okay, so over the past 8 months, he's been trying to force this polygamy idea on his first wife. And the first wife says, I don't believe in that. We did a Catholic marriage. I'm not participating in whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? And, he, some few days back, I think within the last 2 weeks or so, he tendered some kind of apology. One of the worst apology I've ever seen personally, right? Because of all the backtracking and fast forward backpedaling in it, right? And but anyway, nonetheless, he tendered an apology, and the wife came back, the first wife, I should say, this lady right here in the center, she came back and said, can you shut the F up already? She said it in a different way, but she was saying essentially that, right? And stop dragging our family, right, through the mud. And he didn't say anything after that. And then there was Christmas, and then there was this picture, right? And then there was a lady, I don't know who this is, okay? Somebody called Sarah Martins. Let me see if I can find that person. Apparently, my wife was just telling me this person is an actress of some sort. Sarah Martin, Nollywood. Let me put Nollywood next to it. Nollywood actress, because that's okay, let's see who this is, because I don't recall anybody called Sarah Martin. Let's see, this person, I've never seen her ever before. Never ever seen this person before. So apparently she's making news with y'all right there, right? And she had something to say. Anyway, what she did was this. Let me show you. Let me stop wasting time. I'm sorry. How's everyone doing, by the way? How's everyone doing? How are y'all all doing? Season's greetings to all 70 of you all that you're here right now, okay? Let me go ahead and share that screen with you. How's everyone doing? Let's see. I'll come back. I'll check out some of your comments in a second. Well, let me just get through this presentation really quickly. All right, so here we go. So this was the original picture, right? Okay, so we have that picture, and then the next thing was somebody did the picture like this. And I'm like, oh, this was y'all's wishes all the while. A big old family, right? A big family all together, right? 2 wives, 5 children. And I said, finally, his wishes are coming to pass, small. Who put this picture together? The person was Sarah Martin. And the person said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not going to go through that right now. And let me find it. I think it's better that I show you. Okay, so I don't misquote people, right? Nice picture, right? And then another person put this together. So there's a story some few weeks back that this is the ex-husband of the audio second wife, because they're not really official yet, because he's still begging the first wife to accept the second wife, right? This is the original husband who is potentially claiming that this might be his son. It's a lot of drama around this. I know, it's weird, right? Right? So somebody did this, one of the worst Photoshop work I've ever seen, by the way. And then somebody did this. Oh Lord, terrible. Anyway, this is all terrible. I'm gonna remove this because I generally don't like putting children on the scene. But that's the gist. That's the topic title gist right there. He's getting his wishes. By the way, sorry if I'm struggle streaming. My internet won't be back up probably properly until another 72 hours. Okay. Xfinity won't F up really badly. All right, so that's what's going on there real quick. But let me show you the exact phrase that he used, right? That he used when he reposted it. Okay, he reposted it. Now I'm gonna show you, like, 1 second real quick. All right, let's go back here. Let's go back to the browser. Okay, so y'all posted this is what it looks like right now. It looks clean right now, but before he deleted it, it looks like he deleted it, right? Let me find that picture for you. Yul Edochie. Go ahead and hit that like button, share. Let them know. I got a few more topics to cover today, so go ahead and do that. Okay. Yul Edochie. What was it? He said something in Igbo language. Let me see if I can find it. Zukaniwe or something like that. Zukaniwe. I'll find it. I promise. Okay. Let's see. I think it was on Linda KG. Let's find that. All right. So, Zuwa. I just found it just now. Okay. Zukwanike. Okay. May Zukwanike. And some people are saying, and I saw a dictionary meaning somewhere that says it actually means may, rest. Okay. That's a slang in Nigeria which means relax. Like just relax and rest, right? So Nigerians will say, I beg, rest, like just rest, like you're talking too much, you're doing too much, you're doing the most, rest. Some of you just learned that, right? All my American friends just learned that, like, I beg, rest. So he said may, rest. Okay, so he posted this, and what was the caption on it, right? He reposted it from the ladies, the Sarah Martin. He reposted it, and this was his caption. He said, "Yes, so Sarah." I told you this guy is fantasizing. Let me tell you. Let me just tell you. Let me repeat myself all over again. He's a monogamist. This guy no get full chest for polygamy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy cannot be a polygamist. He's fantasizing, like many modern men fantasizing about polygamy. They don't have the chest for it because it's very easy. All you have to do is marry one that's open to the idea of polygamy, and then it's time to marry another one. Then you do the courtship, and then you go pay the bride price. Then you marry the second one, and then the third one. You don't flip a side chick into polygamy. Many people do that, but they also don't jump on the internet and start doing shalaye. Okay. Sorry let me know if I'm struggle streaming so I can adjust and shut down some windows because we got other topics to cover. He says, yes, so let me see. How's everyone doing? Good? Are we doing good so far? All right, great. Happy holidays to everyone, by the way. He says, yes, so as it should be. Beautiful family. Blessed man with blessed family. Everybody will be living in peace. He's fantasized. He said, will be. He said that he didn't say everybody is living in peace. He said everybody will be living in peace, love, and jolly. May Zukwanuikwe. I'm having trouble pronouncing. May Zukwanuikwe. Wait. May Zukwanuike. All right. So, it's been a lot of back and forth. This is the shot right here. May Zukwanuike. Yeah. May rest. May relax. We go do this thing together. We go day happy, jolly for life. Okay. So I wonder what's going on through the mind of May right now, who is, last time we checked, she's determined. Like, or you're OYO, you're doing that polygamy stuff all by yourself. Okay. He says, shut up, stop dragging our teenage kids over social media where they're exposed to having to see all this drama. The best case scenario here so far is that this guy is just chasing clouds. Okay. And I hope so. Okay, I actually hope so. That he's chasing clouds. That this is not like him and his wife may just came together and say, hey, how can we trend every other day? Like, hey, we're gonna get some real money. You get money, I get money. We're happy. Everybody's happy. Our children get to go to the school in the abroads, right? That's the best case scenario, and I hope so. Okay, his worst case scenario is already happening. He's fantasizing about polygamy, and the thing they work now. Here's what I have to say about it. Do you? I have a question for you, or before I jump into the next lesson here. Okay, before I jump into the next story, I have a question for you. Do you think he's in love? Based off of everything you've seen thus far, is this guy in love with Judy Austin? Never mind May, okay? I don't think he's in love with May right now, okay? He might think he is. It might be, sometimes when you lose something, you start to obsess over it. That's just how the human mind works. Don't ask me, okay? When you lose it, you obsess over it. You can miscombobulate that as, excuse my English, as you're in love with that person. Rejection breeds obsession, and that can sometimes look like you're in love. You're not really in love, okay? Wait until that person say, yes, come back to me, and then you find out that, maybe that's not what I want, okay? So he clearly wasn't in love with May for a while. That's why he had a side chick, and then had a whole baby, and then he's trying to squeeze all this in. My question for you is that, do you think he's at all in love? Do you think he's in love with Judy Austin at all? I'm asking authentically. I want to know. I want to know your thoughts. Based off of what we've seen so far right now, do you think this guy's in love with Judy Austin at all? Right? If you are the lady that is about to be a second wife, somehow both of you are, quote unquote, in love. Let's call it in love. You think you're in love, right? And he's on social media, for the most part, begging his first wife to please accept. How would you feel? Would you feel like, wow, yeah, like butterflies in my stomach? Would you feel that way? I'm wondering. What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Let me see what I'm talking about, right? All right, so he said, May. Shout out to Clementina. Shout out to all 97 of you. You guys are the best. Welcome to the Man of Prestige. This is the platform called Man of Prestige. Over here, we're the Prestige family. I'm just the host, okay? I'm just an ordinary guy, okay? So don't call me Man of Prestige. I'm Ola. Just call me Ola. This is just the Prestige family, okay? And over here, yes, we are putting in work to build more Men of Prestige, okay? It's a work in progress, and we're nowhere close to where we're trying to get to, but we will do it. We need men to get their shit together, okay? When they do, my personal belief is that everything else will fall in place. And part of that process is also getting the women to face a little bit of reality, because you can't afford to keep asking for the man like your father, who basically is that patient guy who never really say, hey, you're wrong here, you're wrong there. He never said that, right? He's just like, I got this. I'm the man. I provide. You can't afford to move like that. I want men to step it up, but you as a lady, you can't afford to be blind right now. Things are a little bit different, and we need to adjust. But we're going to lead still, man. The gentlemen here are saying, yes, we are going to figure this out. We're going to still lead because it's expected of us based on our social construct, and it is what it is. We're not going to cry and bitch about that. We're going to do our best. So, but ladies, come along in the journey with us as we continue to do our best for the society that we live in, the particular social construct that we live in. We're not going to fantasize about what is not. We're going to face what is and then try to improve ourselves as we go. So that's why you see that we talk about all these trendy topics and try to extract all the lessons out of it. Am I saying you shouldn't do polygamy? No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. I say you should do you. However, let's be guided. Be respectful of the social construct you live in, because you find yourself in the poto if you don't pay attention to the social construct that you live in. Okay, you'll be swimming against the trend, and if you don't know what you're doing, like most people right now, you will drown, essentially. Okay, you get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? All right, so stick with me. All right, we're gonna do it together. All right, so yes, I'm looking at some of these things that we're talking about. He said may should rest. Zukwa nuike. Zuka, did I say that properly? I'm not sure. God help me. Yeah. That Martin woman is just a troublemaker. Oh, that's who she is. Why does she have to put herself into their affair? Just chasing clouds. Hey, why not? Right? Why not? A little money here and there, as long as you don't drag your family in it like Yul is, right? But Yul is a disgrace. Is it that much of a disgrace? He just wants polygamy. Is that too much to ask for a second wife? Yul is delusional. Confused. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Glamola, good to see you. I wish I can post the pronunciation. You can now. Zukanuikwe. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm using accent to pronounce it. He's so sure that May is not going anywhere. Yeah, there's a lot of men that are so sure. This is why they're very surprised when it happens. They're very surprised when it happens. We don't see it coming. I'm being honest with you. I've been through that. Okay, so I know we don't see it coming because where is she going? Where is she going? Now, in a lot of cases, there's actually nowhere that there's nothing in the street for anyone. But I'm telling you, women will find out first, and they will take that option first, rather than stay in a situation that's emotionally toxic for them. Okay. And that's happening more and more. People are walking away from their marriages, and I can't judge them for that, because they are the only one that understand what they went through. From an emotional standpoint, we can't measure in milligrams or percentages or degrees. Everyone's, how they feel it inside is different, and it is what it is. But there's some things that we've learned over time from looking at stories upon stories and stories, and men can learn some of those things, and they can keep their household together in a very happy way without dragging themselves through the muds. Okay? And that's what we're talking about here, right? So, a lot of men are falling for that. Like, she's not going to go anywhere. She has like 4 or 5 kids. Who's going to want her? She will find out after she destroys both of yours family first, okay? She will find out that nobody wants her, if that's the case. By the way, a lot of people are remarrying. Yes, even in better situations. Yes, at the age of 40, 50, 60. A lot of people. No, but it's the exception, all that. Son, bro, there are 8 billion people in the world. What do you mean by exception? Like 2% of 8 billion people? That's a lot of people. Do you understand what you're talking about? All right. There are no 8 billion people in your circle. There are about 20 people in your circle at any point in time within a 3-month period. My estimate may be off, but you get the gist. Stop talking about the statistics of 8 billion people. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of people are finding love after making stupid mistake of getting with the wrong people at later ages. Does that mean you're going to find love? Don't be stupid, okay? You might not. Nurture your relationships. Build your relationship. Be responsible for the outcome of your relationship. Yes, ladies, but especially if you're a man. Okay? Chia says, Ola, is shalaye the equivalent of finessing? No, finessing is not shalaye. Shalaye is just over-explaining yourself. Okay? It's already, you're already in the mud, and you think you can explain yourself out of trouble. It usually doesn't work, okay? Especially if you're a man, it doesn't work, okay? It's a need to be right. You actually may be right? You could be right, but just because you're right, it doesn't mean you're not going to collect wodo, right? It doesn't mean that. Because just being right is not the same thing as wisdom. It's not the same thing. There's so many variables, right? So many variables, right? But you're gonna be right. You're gonna be right more than enough times, and you're gonna accomplish that more than enough times. But A lot of people are also going to be right and destroy their family because they thought that was all it took, just being pragmatically right. So that's why shalaye they work. Shalaye they work because you're over explaining. The person is not asking for the information. They are dragging you effectively, and you feel like you should explain yourself, but that's not what they're asking for. As a matter of fact, they're asking for you to listen. Usually, they're asking for you to understand. Usually, and they're asking for that as a function of time. It's not something that can happen now. You have to learn how to back off of toxic situations. Sometimes it's not necessarily your fault. What I'm talking about is conflict resolution. It's not Conflict resolution has nothing to do with how you're able to explain yourself clearly that everybody can see. Anytime you find yourself trying to explain that, you're probably in a toxic argument already, and if you're a man, you will collect woto if you're arguing with women in that spirit. His heart is with Judy Austin. Really? You think? I want to hear more opinion. Now, if you were Judy Austin, would you feel that way? Would you feel like, oh, he wants me, right? I could see where you're coming from right now. Yes, there's a good chance that's a yes. But let me see what you have to say, right? If you were Judy Austin and the person that's supposed to be in love with you is spending a lot of energy, 2.2 million money-storing spirits worth of energy on begging his first wife, would you feel that way? Or would you... I'm just wondering, yes, in love with Judy, not May. Okay? So that's probably hurting May a lot, right? She's probably in a serious hurt. Because remember how she painted that picture? 18 years of Catholic marriage and years of premarital, courtship? That's dear to her heart. You could tell, right? Yeah, but, yeah. That's how I see it. I see. I get money, I get it. What's up, gracious greatness? What's going on? Shalaye is explaining too much. Exactly. Finessing may be more of a show off. Finessing is you're actively trying to trick somebody into something. You're going to trick them out of their heart. That's different from shalaye. Finesse a person is like trying to look for Pidgin English type of Yoruba thing to explain it. Yeah, finessing is like, it's deception. Shalaye is not necessarily deception. Shalaye is not necessarily wrong. It's actually not wrong. It's usually when they're right, okay? All right, this is even better. Shalaye is actually when you're right. You know what you're trying to say. It's just that you are emotionally disconnected from the fact that this person is not listening. They're not capable of hearing what you are saying, and you're socially awkward to the point that you don't realize they're not hearing you. So really the best thing to do is back off. They can't hear what you're saying, and that's tough for most people because they are engaged in the need to be right. So they want to explain, they want to get you to understand what they understand in that moment, right? Okay, so it's, I don't know if that's clear enough. That's what shalaye is. Shalaye is, Mr. Nice Guys. They always engage in shalaye. The good man, the perfectly good man. I'm a good, perfect man. There's an example I will show here later if we have time, right? So I deserve a woman who just want to sleep with me every day. Yeah, that's a shalaye, and he will collect woto. It's always been like that. It will continue to be that way. Why? That's not fair. Exactly. Welcome to the real world. Thank you. Welcome to the real world. Okay. So shalaye is doing too much. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Even if you're right. Okay. Even when you are right.
Oh, you're right.
Come on, I had to play that. I was saying too many you're right stuff, so I had to play that. Sorry. Anyway, May is in love with Yul. Yes, because rejection breeds obsession, and in love doesn't mean you love a person. Okay, go and read the book 5 Love Languages. You will understand what I mean. Being in love does not mean you love a person. Okay? Being in love is not necessarily a positive thing. It's not necessarily. It's a feeling, right? And it's, I guess, affection towards a person. That's not necessarily a good thing for the person who is being drawn, right? It could be a toxic thing for you. It could be you're obsessed because you were rejected. Okay. So anytime you find that you've gone through rejection and you now see yourself saying, "But I'm in love, but I want this person, but I want to make you work," there's a good chance you don't know what you're talking about. It's the effect of the rejection. You might want to back off a little bit and go and process. It might be true, right? But a person that treats you that way and you're drawn to them, they just rejected you. Treat you that way doesn't mean they treat you badly. It's just what they want. They don't want you, right? And they said no, and then you're being drawn to them, right? It's you're being pulled to them because they rejected you, right? Because there's limited expression of their affection towards you. It's, you can think of it as demand and supply too, right? And you suddenly you find yourself being drawn to them and you think you're in love, but no, you couldn't possibly know if you were in love because you don't have a clear mind, right? So, but it can feel that way. So yes, May is probably feeling that way, but probably more so of confusion. She's probably also angry in the same breath. Like I said, you couldn't possibly love from a deliberate standpoint in that way because it's all over the place. He's not in love with Judy. He's egotistical. I think Glamola is trying to, she gets what I'm trying to get at here, right? Yeah. He might love his family, right? Right? He loved his family, obviously. He loved the ideas of keeping his family together. But he's definitely not in love with, he wasn't in love with May. He may be obsessed with the idea of together family because he's obsessed with keeping his family together. You know, as a proud African man, one of the things we are proud of is keeping our family together, right? He might be in love with that idea more so than he's in love with the person of May. Or maybe it's interwoven, right? But it's probably because, again, May is saying, no, I don't want none of that. But the idea of in love in the romantic way, the ideal way that you thought of it when you were a 5-year-old girl and you were watching all those movies, right? None of that is happening right now. Let's be clear, okay? So, egotistical, yeah, I could see that. But I wouldn't give him that much credit. That's too much credit. I think he's confused, you know. Still don't understand why he's trying to force May into polygamy. Because I just explained it, right? A man's pride is to keep his family together. Even if he's only going to be in love with only one of the 6 wives. Like my grandfather, right? Right? Even if it's but the pride of keeping your home together, being able to sit and keep them together and you take care, you provide, and you're the man of the house. Okay, maybe you can call it egotistical. I could see that line right there. Hold on one second. All right, so yeah, so that's probably more so what it is. I think you could care less about anything outside of his own personal feelings. Like the rest of us, we only care about our feelings, not facts. No, our feelings, okay? And sometimes not sometimes, all the time, that's a function of everything we've gone through, all the stories, our experiences, the trauma, our belief systems, culturally, religiously. It's a function of so many layers to it, right? I'm afraid to say he may be more into Judy right now. Yeah. But will Judy? My question is that if you were Judy, would you feel like he's into you more, or you will be finding that questionable, right? You know, I think he's more into the idea of keeping his home together. I don't think he's in love with any one of the two of them. He couldn't be. He's confused, right? I think he was in love with Judy up to the point that she's just had the baby. Right now, yeah. And you know, they're probably getting into argument together. Judy and Yul are probably getting into a lot of argument. Like, why are you over there fighting for Madam Mrs. 4 children? I I haven't followed Judy. I didn't know who she was, honestly. But what I saw earlier was that she might have been throwing shades at the first wife, right? Somebody that's in love with y'all will be trying to help him keep the household together and move in the direction he's trying to move. So if she's throwing shade, that doesn't sound like somebody who is feeling safe and secure. And if a woman doesn't feel safe and secure, that way, because you love, right? Somebody said, but no, only money makes women feel secure. Welcome to the real world. Yes, financial security is a real thing. It's not about the money. It's about financial security. If you don't know the difference, keep coming back. We'll talk about that later. Augustina says, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so too. I think up to maybe a few weeks ago, but I think it's all being discombobulated right now. Shout out to all my friends from Clubhouse. Yes, discombobulated. Your loves is watermelon, is ijele nwanyi. What is that? Does that mean put tomato juice? What does that mean? I beg. Ijele, I thought Ijele was travel. Abi, what's that one? Help me out, Igbo people. I need to learn Igbo. Jesus Christ. He's in love with Judy, not May. Okay. All right. Sad, but I agree with you. All right. Obiajulu can continue and marry a third wife. No, Obiajulu said, y'all can continue and marry a third wife since May is not. Exactly. See, if he's going to do polygamy with his full chest, this is easy. He said, my beautiful first wife, let me know. Hey, y'all, listen to me clearly. He said, let me know when you change your mind. Yes, assume she might change her mind. Assume she will change her mind. Okay, that's how you move as a man. Okay, say, let me know when you change your mind. But I don't know. I just woke up one day. I feel like I need to take care of more women, and I'm gonna love you. You're not gonna feel like you miss me, but that's what I'm gonna have to do. That's full chest, brother. Okay, that's full chest. And then you move on. You continue to marry the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, because he's trying to do Solomon, right? And the sixth, you just continue to do you, right? But being on social media and doing shalaye, no. You're a monogamist at heart, with full chest. Okay. All right. So, smoke and mirrors. Yul is portraying a man in control, keeping his woman, May, in check. Remember, Yul is an actor and a public figure. His reputation is important. I think the clout is much more important to him right now than the reputation. I'm not sure about the reputation stuff. Of course, it's important to him. It's an African man, Igbo man for that matter. Of course. But I think, I don't know. We don't know shit, right? I'm speculating. I think that the clout, I think this is the clout is important to him, but I think he believes what he's saying. And again, like I said earlier, the best case scenario is that this is all clout chasing. Okay, that's the best case scenario. I doubt it. Okay, I doubt it. All right, so let's see. He wants to eat his cake and have it too. Yeah, he wants to feel like a man and keep his family together. But that has nothing to do with polygamy. Polygamy means, yeah, by the way, you can wake up randomly in the middle of midlife crisis, and say, I want to be a polygamist. That's not a crime. Yeah, that's not a crime. I'm sorry. That's not a crime. But you're also going to not be begging people all over social media. You're also going to give people the opportunity to say yes. Absolutely. And that may be a process. You also understand that may be a process. It's going to be a time that they will take to process that. She might decide to move on. She might decide to stay with you, right? That way your new tomato juice will not feel disrespected, because she will start feeling disrespected if you are begging your first wife over and over on social media, right? That way she won't feel disrespected. Also, the first wife won't feel disrespected more than she already feels, because she's going to feel disrespectful. But as a function of time, she might feel better over time and say, you know what, things happen. Like shit happens in life, right? And but you're there begging, no, bro, go back to your wife if you want to go back to your wife, or move on with the new tomato juice. But polygamy, it's not for you, bro. Nope. And he might claim, like, I'm just trying to make sure that May is happy. Well, you're making it worse, as you can see. Gentlemen, you see example of when you try to make women happy and you're making it worse? Okay, you're making it worse. Okay? Why? Blame it on Shalaye. Okay? Let's see. So he thought, but things backfired and thought she would just take it like she has been doing for years with his other BS. Yes. That's a good point that you're pulling out here, right? People just don't wake up and start behaving a certain way. They've been showing different forms of it over time, right? And they may not realize they're doing badly, right? They may not realize that it might not be from a deliberate, let me hurt this person. It's just bad habit, just bad behavior, right? Like many bad behavior that we all have, right? And he's like, another day, yeah, I've this, but instead of her catching me cheat, catching another DM in the DMs, or make I just face this thing with full chest. After all, I be Odogu, right? let me just use this word. Let me just face. Somebody said they love me. My impression earlier yesterday. Let me just face it with my full chest. Maybe she could just accept them like that. I beg me, Zukwa and then he finds out like, yeah, it's not that simple. Polygamy, when it was being practiced by our forefathers, it was a society back then. You ever thought about that? That it was easier for them to practice that since everyone else is doing it. Again, they're swimming in the direction the trend is going. So they most likely, they're not going to drown. Like you're about to drown right now. If you're an average dude in 2022 and you're trying to practice polygamy, and you think just because you read a book on polygamy or you read a few books on Solomon, you think you're ready for polygamy. You have no idea what's in store for you. Okay, and usually it's people that were not raised in polygamy family. Okay, like y'all was not raised in the polygamy family. Okay, the people that were raised in polygamy family, they don't play that kind of game. They know what polygamy is. They know it's a war zone. They don't play such games, right? If somebody catch Bel-Air because they played outside, they keep them outside. They take the baby, they take care of the baby over there, or they bring the baby inside. They do whatever they can do. They go through the water they will go through with their wife, right? But they don't try to force polygamy into a side chick situation. That's not how that works. That wasn't how it worked back then, right? People faced it with their full chest. It was a practice. Those that still do it today, it's a practice, right? But some of those people too, they were side chicks that they flip. But it was easier for them to flip a side chick into a housewife because the society was exactly that. It wasn't 2022, right? Every time you come up with an ideology from 60 years ago, you must write it down like, hey, let me remember this is 2022, okay? Because if you don't do that, you're out of context. You're out of order, okay? And if you collect, don't be that surprised, okay? So he thought about things backfired and thought she would just take it like she has been doing for years with this other BS. Anyway, I'm reading. I'm liking what you guys are talking about. Let me just in case, I'll drop the link. Anybody wants to come up and chop it up, that's fine. I'm dropping the link. All right, make sure you're able to show your face at least in the backstage before I pull you up, okay? Because if I don't know you, I won't be pulling you up unless I already know you. Let's see. I believe he's in love. He can't undo what has been done, okay? The apology says to May to move on. Yeah. So I think he's actively trying to undo what was done. When you impregnate a woman outside, you do carry her outside and somebody got pregnant, you have to accept it as what it is. That's not the same thing as trying to flip it into polygamy. I think he's actually trying to undo what was done. I see a lot of people saying that, like, oh, he's realizing that we can't just change it. No, he's not realizing that. He's having a hard time facing reality. That I engaged in extramarital affair that led to a pregnancy and a little fine ass baby boy. I can't use fine as a baby boy. Fine baby boy, a bouncing bubble boy, right? And yeah, I need to face my wife. How am I going to tell Lord? I'm gonna have to deal with this. It's gonna take a couple of months, a couple of years. It's gonna be hard for her to forgive me. I'm gonna have to be extremely patient with her. I'm gonna have to be extremely generous with patience. I'm going to accept that my marriage is probably over. But I will be a man and take care of my responsibility. But yes, all 2.2 million monitoring spirits will drag me to, and but I will face my mission, my life mission and purpose. I will engage my purpose. I will be grateful in all of this, and I will take care of myself so I can be there for my children, and yes, for the mother of my kids, because they might need me, because that's a downstream effect on my children. And wherever it may, we shall see. Pun intended. Maybe it's May, maybe it's Judy. Well, I'm confused right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused. But I need time. Let me go seek counseling. Let me talk to the Reverend Father. Let me talk to my pops too. Let me get back to work. Right? There's nothing to shalaye. I did kerewa outside for whatever reason. Oh yeah, she wasn't giving me kerewa for the last 3 years or maybe 3 months. Well, still, I could have just left the marriage, but I didn't. Bad behavior altogether, you know. But yeah, these are the reality that he refuses to face. He wants to flip a burger into a pancake. It's not going to happen. He go le shele or to shawarma go le shele. Those are two different lanes. Or to meat pie, two different lanes altogether. He's trying to, oh, let's just do polygamy. No, bro. Let's go back to what happened. What happened, right? We haven't gotten the full story yet. Do you realize? We just keep talking about we're talking about polygamy. Yeah. What happened? What story? What happened, right? What numerous stories would May have for the world when she's ready to start speaking, right? If she's speaking at all, I do advise not to speak. Keep your family together. It's not necessary. Go and tell your story to your Reverend Father and your counselor. We will have more than enough story. Trust me, some people will come and tell us their story. They will volunteer it. All right. So let's see. I hope May knows that ship was sailed and she's bold enough to make a difficult decision, stay or leave. Yeah, I think it takes time. I think it takes time, and everyone involved in that should respect time. Time is not your mate. Respect time. If you force time into a little colorable, you will collect. It's a process. All this whole thing is a process. A lot of emotions are involved. What about the children, right? So keeping the family together is going to be key. What does that look like even when you decide to move on with your life? That's another part of it, right? She's taking her to a major life decision, which I don't blame her. I feel like she's hoping that he would do the right thing by divorcing Watermelon. Is that her name? Is that what they call Judy? Watermelon? Jesus Christ. 2.2 million monitoring spirits. Let's call it 3 million. Since she has her own 500,000, I'm guessing probably Judy has another 200,000. Let's just call it 30 million. Multiply by 10. 30 million gang monitoring spirits. Not the solo Watermelon. She's taking her to a major life decision. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. It's not going to be a decision. It's going to be a process. It's going to be healing that's necessary, and things will just fall where they may, and a man needs to understand that and stop trying to force situation. It's controlling behavior, essentially. All right, the controlling behavior is very subtle. We don't see it coming. We've all partaked in it or participated in controlling behavior. It's basically you trying to force your reality into reality, right? Your reality is two different things from reality, right? The reality is that this family has been separated right now, and the children will feel the effect of that, the heat of that. Why? Well, because the people involved in it are adults that will be going through a process now too. They're all confused right now. Okay, so decision, yeah, it's not. Even if she decides I'm moving on, you think she decided? No, she's not capable. She couldn't. 18 years. Did you hear how she said it? We didn't hear it, but did you see how she typed it? 18 years and years of, what did she call it? Premarital courtship. 18 years of Catholic. She didn't say 18 years of marriage, yo. 18 years of Catholic marriage. I beg, you know. Now wow, see me see trouble. Oh. Having love is not the same as being in love. What? What have I been living under all my life? Oh wow. Yes, it's not the same thing. In love experience is different from loving a person. You know, loving a person is something that after you've gone to the poto, you go now decide, say, I need to learn how to love a person. Okay? If you haven't gone through poto, there's a good chance you don't know how to do that. You don't know what you don't know. You can't even comprehend what I'm talking about. Because you don't know what you don't know. Maybe it's small shot. You know, but y'all does not love Judy. If he loves her, somebody's speaking my language here. Shout out to Muniret. What way? Y'all does not love Judy. If he loves her, he would have married her a long time ago. Again, he would have made a decent woman out of her when she got pregnant before the pregnancy shows. All right, so that's love now, right? So when you're doing kerewa with a person, doesn't mean you love them. You may be in love, but you don't necessarily love. There's no way that you can love a side chick more than your family. Because again, the love is duty, responsibility, a household, a sense of self, your identity, your whole identity is involved when we're talking about love. In love, it's just a moment, a good sweet moment of kerewa. Two different things. Right? And yes, you might be in love with some side chick because she's making you feel like a man when your wife is, for whatever reason, she's not able to do that. It is what it is. Ladies, yes, that's the reality of a lot of people. Okay? They can't express themselves. They don't feel loved. Yes, men, feeling loved, yes. Feeling like, you know, or outright ojukokoro. Outright covetousness. Okay, I have a feeling I'm mispronouncing covetousness, but help me. Somebody, I'm sure somebody will help me soon. All right. I just feel May should move on. The guy is not going to change or respect her. If she stays with this situation without the proper process and healing, which is going to be a long while, yes, he will. It's like, why should I change, right? People don't change unless they are gravitating towards pleasure or relief or away from pain. So if it's just that easy for her to stay and she chose, it's not going to change. That makes all kind of sense. Okay. He wants to eat this cake and have it too. Me too. I've always told my wife, not in this way, of course. I always told my wife that I want the cake. I want to have it too, you know. But that's a different conversation, you know. That's a different conversation altogether. Nobody gets to do that, by the way. Something will always give somebody last. Go chop breakfast, you know. She was his dirty secret. Exactly. Right? And after the secret is out, what happens? For those of you that are side chicks and side dudes out there, what happens after the secret is out? Anybody tell me? What happens? If the only thing, a lot of people's affair is, the only thing in it is the secret. What they're getting out of it is the secret. The kick they're getting out of it is actually the secret. Once the secret is out, look on. What is left? Exactly. So you think again, you think he's in love with Judy? Maybe infatuation, right? Something very temporary. Judy got self go collect. Yeah. Just wait. Your rabbi say, "Ọ̀pátọ́ fi nà ìyálé ni." Somebody complete that for me. Ọ̀pátọ́ fi nà ìyálé orí àjà. They hide it for the wife. The ọ̀pá, the whip that they used to, to whip the first wife, is hidden, in a very safe place for the second, the third. Everybody go collect. That behavior, that controlling behavior, whatever you guys call it, all the psychological terms, narcissistic, egotistical, guess who will collect later? Hey, leave that thing. But here we are. Since May had stopped passing Yul, and now put herself in the spotlight, Yul had massively dropped down and lost his relevance. You think? We're still talking about him. I'm not sure about that. Like I said, I hope that this was all cloud chasing and it works out well for him. But the women that I know, no. Somebody's collecting right now. Already, as we speak, the embarrassment is not going to go away. Okay. And the reciprocal, the multiplying effect of this, because women will multiply what you give them, they will reciprocate. Oh yeah, that's not going to go away. You think that's going to go away? Unfortunately, the children will collect in this situation as well. May don't want you. Mel makes more money now. That's a fantasy. That's not realistic. Come on. Come on. Ladies, help me here. And shanu me now. That's not realistic now. It's Yul Edochie. Okay? Who is May? May just started getting popularity because she got a little endorsement from people that gave her, $10,000 at most. Stop the cap. Okay, let me play the effect for you at this point. Ladies and gentlemen. Stop the cap. All right. Yeah. No. Let's. That's a stretch. Okay. That's a stretch. That's absolutely a stretch. Okay. I understand we're fantasizing about that because we feel we're empathizing with her, the situation she's gone through. I get it. But if I were her, whatever I did before now, that's what I will continue. And if I want to hide on top of it, I will hide on top of it. Don't change lanes. Don't compare yourself to Yul. You go collect it. It's not the same thing, okay? It's not the same thing, So, and by the way, it's all fair because they were together. They were together. It's the reality, okay? When you get with somebody in a romantic way, you're opening yourself up and they can absolutely destroy you. Yes. I know. Take a deep breath. So all that, why you keep selling us marriage? I didn't sell you marriage, yo. I never sold you marriage. Okay. What I'm saying is that you go kerewa and you go collect and somebody go catch belle and you go end up in divorce court regardless. So you might as well learn how these things work. Nobody's selling nobody marriage. All right. So, but it's fair. Just understand that for all parties involved, when you get engaged in a romantic way, you're opening yourself up. Yeah, and the other person can wake up a different human being on the following day. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Typically, women can wake up different people. They're evolving, and you have to pay attention in real time, and don't get stuck on the person you married in the beginning. But at the very core of it, we're the same people. Okay, at the very core, on the surface, the symptoms will look different, right? So, Yul is into Judy now, and I don't think May will gain him as she used to. Even if she did, she won't trust him, right? She won't trust him. But people can build trust back. It's just very difficult, okay? So she will have a difficult time with that. If she's an average human being like the rest of us, oh yeah, it's going to be difficult for her. She will basically be living the rest of her life looking over her shoulder. Who wants to live like that? I understand some people don't mind these days, especially if there's money. It's not careful. Yul will impregnate the third woman in the next few years. At least we will know that he's now practicing what he said with full chest. With full chest. Polygamy with full chest. Ijele in Igbo language is this huge, beautiful well decorated masquerade, right? I thought I've seen that somewhere before. That is considered the head of all masquerades, which comes out once in the blue moon. Yes, yes, yes. I think I've seen that somewhere before. Pamela, shout out to Pamela Melissa Davis. This Yul girl is really enjoying all the attention he's receiving right now. His career is enjoying it because all those movies on YouTube are going to be getting a lot of spikes. Yeah. Guess who's not collecting those spikes? Me. You know, he doesn't love anyone except himself. The man is delusional and needs clinical intervention. Hey, obìnrin, ẹ ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin. All right. Wanyi is a woman. Duh. Don't mind me, right? Ola, did you watch the Sarah Martin that's spoken about Judy and your relationship on Daddy Free's show today? No, I didn't get to see it. I caught the tail end of it. I'll watch it later. I know they were trying to tag her in the beginning because I scrolled to I don't have the time. So I scrolled to the beginning. I know they were trying to tag her. Then I scrolled all the way to the end. And then before I knew it, we had to be on this show today. But I definitely should take a look at that. I want to see what she had to say, you know. But let's see. Watermelon knows what Yul had told her about May, which is giving her upper strength on Yul. Right. But we know that now that's called finessing. But no, gonna work. Men will do that. A lot of men, I should say. A lot of men, not most men. Okay, most men are doing their 9 to 5 on their way to work right now and going back and forth, and they don't get the kind of attention that a Yul will be getting. So don't project this kind of stuff on your man if he's a regular man. Don't do that. You will hurt yourself, okay? What you need to be doing is nurturing your relationship if you're an average person, okay? And if there's any slacks or any place where it's slacking a little bit, you should be helping, okay? And first by expressing yourself. And express yourself, use the emotions I feel like, because it's your responsibility how you feel, and express that, and help him, as much as you can. If all you do is help him all the time, it's not sustainable. A man needs to be a man, okay? He will collect woto. All right, so I told her about May, which is given, that's happening. Zukwa nuike means rest. Yes, got that. Y'all did not realize how this polygamy thing had distracted his political dream. He was trying to be a president, right? What was that, like 4 years ago? I'm like, this guy, what a joke. He was trying to be president of Nigeria. Anyone can be president of Nigeria. You never know, but we know. All right, at least not now, okay? Even Solomon himself said all was vanity, Abi. Don't be Solomon, be wise, man. Yes, sir. Think say wise. Yours apology was clear. He basically reminded and assured May that Judy is here to stay. Also, that May must accept it. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call it apology. It's a statement, a PR statement. Because if that's an apology, it's the worst apology again I've ever seen. Okay. Queen May is not a signboard. He underestimated Queen May. Okay. All right. Thank God this exposed who Yul really is. Yeah, that's what happens when you find yourself in crisis. Your real self comes out. Crisis will pull your real self out because you'll be confused, and you go do shalaye like the rest of us. Okay, shalaye is not an indictment. It's something that the rest of us do. That's why I'm sharing it with you. Especially if you're a man, don't do shalaye. It doesn't work. Okay, and let time and wait for a person to ask you information to offer it. Don't volunteer unnecessary information. Somebody say, "Ola, you asking people to lie by omission." When I go collect you, all this time, I'm telling you. Listen, I'm not asking anybody to lie by omission. What I'm asking them to do is learn how to engage at an emotional level. Learn emotional intelligence over everything. Over your need to be right, over your sense of righteousness, or your whatever you think your righteousness is, which God told you in the scripture that is dirty anyway. over whatever you think has been the right thing all this while, right? When it comes to especially romantic relationship, you need to put all that I'm right thing to the side. You're right. You're right. Sure, you're right. But there's more. There's more required of you. You need to understand your emotions. How are you processing everything that's going on emotionally? No, never mind the other person yet. You, as a person, as an individual, what emotions is running through you right now? Take the time to assess it. That time you're taking to assess it is time away from the bullshit. That's time you will usually use to engage the other person and start fighting, and start to tell them that you're the one that's more right, right?
Well, you're right.
All right, so I'm not telling you to omit anything. I'm telling you to slow down. Whatever information you think you have that will help the situation, it probably won't help. Listen to the person you're engaged with. They're trying to tell you something. They're trying to say something. Okay? They don't know how to use their words like the rest of us properly when it comes to this type of energy. Okay? And you need to listen a little bit deeper. Somebody say, "Oh, are you asking us to read minds?" Welcome to the real world. Yes, sometimes you have to read minds, okay? You can't read mind anyway, but you should at least try to listen beyond what they're saying physically, okay? Because they are probably all over the place because people are upset. They're upset, right? So, but just calm down is what I'm saying, okay? Calm down. I'm actually asking you to do the easier version. Like, relax, okay? If nobody is touching you physically, relax. Listen a little bit more than you talk. That's all I'm saying, okay? If they ask you for the information, you absolutely should be telling the truth, okay? So, imagine if he had kept it on the cover and then y'all became the Nigeria president. I tell them, guys, it's not going to be the first polygamist president we have. I don't think that will have anything to do with anything. You know, I think we've had worse presidents than in Nigeria than Yul Edochie, you know. Whoa, a lot, 138 to 145 viewers. We're working all organic, okay? All organic. Shout out to all 150 of you watching right now, okay? We're going to continue that same path. We're going to keep working together, one subscriber at a time. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, okay? Make sure that you like right now, okay? Don't wait, okay? It's just one little click. Make sure you share this with somebody. Tell them we're up to something here, okay? Good stuff, really, really good stuff, okay? Shout out to you, Chinye. Thank you so much for your support always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The controlling behavior was within y'all's apology. Yes, now, of course. We broke that down on the last video. Go watch the last video. We broke that into pieces. We analyzed that all the way into pieces, okay? But I won't go over that right now. He messed that up when he got Judy pregnant and decided to take Judy as his wife. Yeah. He's trying to undo what he did. Contrary to what he's trying to paint, the picture is trying to paint that, oh, we can't undo. No. You need to tell your face that you can't undo what has been done. Right? I tell people that all the time, saying, oh, but I don't care. Like, tell your face that you don't care. Your face says you care. Scan. Oh, I care. Let me calm down. Right? So he's trying to undo reality, and the reality is that he's had a baby out of wedlock, and he's going to collect one way or the other. Right? And every time he tries to control the narrative, he go collect extra, right? But his viewership on the movies will go up, you know, which doesn't mean more money, by the way, if you understand Nollywood industry, but it will help somehow because it's attention, and he's a really, really good actor. So that's why your gift, you know what the scripture says about your gift, it opens doors. Undefeatable. All right, that scripture is undefeated. No matter how bad you are as a person, people think if you're a bad person, everything will just collapse for you. No, you're trying to be God. The gift is undefeatable. Okay, we will all collect. Okay, anyway, right? You know, there's consequences for our bad behaviors. Okay, but the idea that because somebody has just one or two or three bad behaviors, suddenly their gift will not open doors for them. No, that's unrealistic expectations of what you think you understand about life, and clearly you don't if that's how you think, okay? He messed that up. Yes, he did. Let me speak to a therapist. It should be one of his objectives. Yes, yes. At this point, because it's lost, especially Una, 2 million monitoring spirits. You need therapists. You need to retain a therapist permanently. Okay. Yup. Your bro fam is in the house. Yes, yes. Now long throat hook Yule for neck. Long throat. You guys taught me that, right? Long throat. You know, but ojukokoro kill you, you know. Hey, hi guys, my own opinion. Hi Nana Jabi, shout out to you. My own opinion here is there is no love in that marriage anymore. Lost, long lost. Okay, y'all is just pretending for the eye scene of men. Let May move on with her life and kids. This is painful. I agree with that. In fact, let's say he's such a good guy and he wants his wife back. The best chance of that happening is to let her go. Okay? That will actually confuse me. Don't maltreat her. Of course, it's probably not gonna, it's not that kind of guy. He won't maltreat her, right? But let her go. Like, I understand. Let me know when you change your mind. Not if or assume she would change her mind. Listen, we're human beings. We're not that strong as we think we are. If she does the math and she like, where am I going? She might decide like, you know what? She will tell the rest of all your 2.2 million monitor spirits, go and sleep somewhere. I'm stick with my husband. Hey, think already. But what what does y'all need to do? He need to let her go. Chill, relax. It's not the end of the world, man. Let her go. But what if another man sleep with her in the process? That's the least of your issues right now, bro. Let her go. And by the way, you don't love Judy and you're not in love with Judy either. All that, whatever you have going on, will wipe off your face in a minute, okay? Have you ever heard of the post-nut clarity? Oh, it's real. It's real. He probably has it already, but he's trying to just wrap it all together. Like, there's no way he's in love with Judy. Okay? Sorry about that. You know, I had a quick flash there. Okay, I think we're back, right? There's no way. He might be infatuated by her, but it's not in love and it's not love. Either one, okay? All right. Let's see. They are all in the confused state. All three. That's a fact. Okay? That is a fact. Tera Berry. What up? What up? Ha! I didn't say that to Spammy TV. Say y'all is kilo de wichi bitibawo. Oh no, it's not that deep. Nope, it's not that deep. We have some robots here. Let me block them. Judy trapped him with pregnancy. Yeah, I can rock with that. I can rock with that speculation. That's why I don't think he's in love with her. He might think he is. Of course, she might be deceiving herself too because she's the wife, the IO, the, you know, yeah, the, what did you guys call it? Ijele watermelon, right? Yeah, right. She go collect too. You said he want to give her son a proper identity. You could do that, absolutely. There's only so much of that you can do when you have a child outside of wedlock, okay? But the best you can do is all you can do. Be a man, and whenever you can, you be there for that boy, and you continue to take care of that boy, and understand that that boy will never have a home of two parents household together. And you make the most. If you understand that, just face that reality that you make the most out of everything that's left. And there are many fine human beings that came out of that kind of situation. Single parenthood, many, okay? It's not majority, of course. We know that it's better for people to be in the same household. But there are many fine people that came out of single parenthood, either man or woman, okay? They were born out of wedlock. The carrier wasn't all intentional. But hey, the human being was always intentional as far as God is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, you know. So trying to understand the rest also, but they did the wrong. They're like, dude, stop with the whole holier than thou stuff. It doesn't work. Okay, it falls on his face all the time. Okay, only God understands this whole thing. Okay, we do our best and we leave the rest alone. Judas should be blamed, but Yul is the sole cause. Blame. We don't put blame on the pedestal. We don't put blame on the pedestal here. We don't put shaming people on the pedestal here. We don't put faults on the pedestal here. We don't put judgment on the pedestal here. We don't put condemnation on the pedestal here. They don't work. Because human beings go collect, okay? Human beings go do what they won't do, okay? At the end of the day, all you can control is yourself. Being a better person on a daily basis, that's all you can do, right? And sometimes, no, a lot of times that's going to be difficult. That's easier said than done. Anything I say on this platform is easier said than done. Keep that in mind. But it's highly rewarding, okay? Yul has no money. He probably doesn't. Like most of the actors in Nigeria, you know. But in terms of the clout, the superstardom, the rock star-ish thing, right? He has more clout than May. Even up to now, yeah. For every time they mention May's name, they have to mention Yul. Like, who is May? Oh, Yul's wife. You see how that works? Exactly. Shout out to SPMI TV, by the way. If you're a TV channel or something like that, shout out to you. Check him out if he has content going on. Support each other. Yul played himself. He thought May will fall in line with him, but the reverse is the case. Well, May couldn't fall in line. She's confused. She couldn't decide any one direction. All she could do is what she did, which is the best thing. Get some luggages together, talk to some friend, cry over somebody's shoulder, do some travel, see the world that you probably have been, you probably have been punishing yourself all these years. You haven't seen the world, right? It's a big world beyond where you live, right? If you get some money, see the world, travel the world, get to see, like, you will start to see, like, Ayushewa Maya. You start to see, like, this world is bigger than your little tiny self, and you can't afford to hold on to ideologies or human beings or your sense of, oh, they were supposed to be this, right, and that, right? So I think one of the best things she's done is pick up her luggage and travel and see the world, and like, put some picture of your face, like, yeah, selfie, and then cry at night a little because she will. Let's stop the cap, okay? Stop the cap. She will cry at night sometimes. It's a reality, okay? But that's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? It's processing all of that emotions. It's just how things work, okay? The business, they were doing it, both of them. Nah, I'm not falling for that. She might be helping, but it's the one that people knew. It was the face of everything, and if you understand how Nigerian actors conduct business, if you know that, what's her name, Funke Akindele's story, and that guy found himself outside overnight, you will know that no, we're not partners. What was his name? Local way, JJC, the JJC dude, right? You find yourself outside, you're partners, but that partners can be over like that with the marriage. Yeah, so no, I don't think so. Money is not happiness. May should abandon him. There will never be peace in that house. I see. I hear you. The man is Lucifer himself. Yul has fish brain. Oh God. He's hidden under the bed now, not Oriaja. Oh, Kinshe Oriaja. The whip is no longer hidden on top of the closet, right? It's now under the bed, so you can reach it faster. Titilayo Omo Yobani, you get it. That wasn't an apology. It's terrible apology. Let's please hit that like button. Thank you. Hit that like button. Thank you so much, Glamola. Hit that like button. We block child, no love. Your playboy caught in the net. Yes, so gentlemen, be careful out there. Pregnancy, pregnancy now your mate. You go bring another human being to another nation into this world, and you won't collect. I beg. You have to pay a price, especially the fact that you're not prepared for that, right? You have to pay a price, and you're not going to just hide that right under the rug and everything is fine. Let's just be a happy family. No. That's not even people that managed to pull that off in the past. Because I remember in the 90s, there were a lot of our parents in the 80s, 90s that pulled that off. They would call the family over, right? They would call the family. They will call a few brother, sister. They will come and beg the wife and say, ìyàwó ẹ ni gbàmúra gbà, orí ọmọ, especially if the person didn't have children before. They say, orí ọmọ ló ń pọmọ wáyé, right? And a lot of people pull that off, right? But those next few months, you collect, even if they accept. This is back in the days. And you think, oh, it's just gonna let's just be happy family. I don't think he's as saying he was supposed to be that. I think he knows that it's gonna be work, but the way he's going about it is gonna get worse. He needs to say, let me know when you change your mind. I understand how you feel. And he needs to mean it. And he's walking away and meaning it, and it's the best position for negotiation. Okay, write that down. The best position for negotiation is to be willing to walk away and mean it. And it's true for either side. Okay? Listen, there's nothing out there in the streets for anyone. If you're valuable, people will come back to you. If you are useless, people will walk away from you. That's how life works. Okay? And just because you're useless for this one person doesn't mean you're not useful for the other person. Okay? That has nothing to do with right and wrong. It just has everything to do with that. This is an active marketplace. People gravitate in the direction where they feel good. If you feel good or you feel like it's going to be good future for them, they will keep hanging around. Okay, safety, variety, significance, growth, right? Love and connection, woto. Right? Same thing. Anyway, the more I think about it, I feel so sad for May. Don't feel sad for her. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Okay? The very idea that she knew enough or she had enough friends to know that she's supposed to just pick up the luggage and travel a little bit tells me that she's going to be just fine. Okay? And our children, when I look at her picture, she's really hurting. Yes, she will hurt, definitely. But hurt is not a bad thing. It's going to be healing that's necessary through that whole process. And that's going to be time and being around the right people, you know, and letting go herself. She needs to let go of whatever she's holding on to with regards to 18 years of Catholic marriage. She has to let go of that. That was beautiful. They had a family. They have children, beautiful children out of that. It is what it is. And years of premarital counsel. There are some people that will actually listen to you on this internet space and say, oh, that's why you shouldn't have dated. You should have just met each other and marry. You should have somebody vet it and marry and just marry. And then suddenly it will be happily ever after. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So we don't know. What we know is that she's had some good experience. It's ended the way it's ended. She has some beautiful children. And all parties can have a fantastic life for the rest of their life if they want to. But for as long as they don't face reality, when you don't face reality and you don't pay attention to your results, you will collect. Because this world is not your mate. The principles that guide this world is not your mate. God is not your mate, and God will not be mocked. You need to tell the truth and what secrets Judy has on him. Why he can't leave her. He does not want to stay with Judy all the time she's a tyrant. Oh. Your Freemason fraternity has told him to hold on until the dust is settled. But he's not holding on. That's actually a good advice. But he's holding on to the internet. Okay, but let's keep going. And finally settled, dust is settled, and finally settled with Judy, and that will bring him luck. That's what they said. Yeah, he's not capable of doing that right now. Maybe he will get it with time, you know, but he definitely needs to back off of the whole thing. That's if it matters to him. If all he's doing is chasing clout, he needs to keep chasing the clout, but his family will collect. That this is not going to just go away. Oh, I was just chasing clout. It's not really a big deal. No, you will collect. The family is not your mate. You drag your family to the mud in the name of clout, you go collect. You're so right, Menopause. There are plenty of single mothers out here doing their thing. All he had to do was take care of the little boy. Yes, yeah. Because that's all he could do anyway. This old time of controlling everything to, oh, it's just one happy family. It's just controlling behavior. Only work. Shout out to Duro. Good to see you, Duro. Hit that like button, please. I beg. Y'all is behaving like a child in a candy shop. He needs a sober reflection and stop behaving like a spoiled brat. He's too old for that. I know 45-year-old man, 50-year-old man, 60, 65-year-old man behave worse than y'all. But that's a topic for another day. Okay. Shout out to you, Aziwenji Konda. Shout out to you. He's here for the publicity. Hey, Tammy. What's going on, Tammy? How are you doing? Hey, Blessed. Yes, we're rocking it out. 160, 179 right now in real time. 179 in real time. All right. Newborn baby has to return policy. Newborn baby has no return policy. You meant no return policy, right? I agree. Because God knows what he's doing. So if you want to wait until 60 before you get married, now lie. You go collect. Okay? You go collect. Somebody will collect. Yeah? But it works for some people. But majority of people that try to, I'm going to stay single until I'm just ready, somebody will get impregnated. And then you end up in the court. Instead of you to engage what you need to engage and learn something new. Right? If it's time to walk. When it's time, it's time. Time is not your mate. Time is not waiting for no one, okay? Unless you've declared as an adult, this is not what I want to do. And in which case, that will be perfectly fine. But if you are deceiving yourself, you could collect. Yeah? If you are doing kerewa around town, and you think, I'm just waiting until 35 when I'm fully matured. I'm matured now. You're starting from ground zero like the rest of us, just at 35. That's all, okay? I started at 27. You will start at 35. You can start, it's ground zero for you, okay? You'll collect like the rest of us, okay? Yes, I picked that up really quickly. All right, so with that being said, we got a few more minutes. Should I go into the next story? I've had a very fun time doing this with you all, right? Yeah, I think we should do this one. Let's do this one, right? Let's talk about Toke Makinwa and is that her name, right? Toke Makinwa, Toke Moment and Bolanle Olukoni. They had a conversation. I think let's see if we can do a little bit of analysis. You know what? Let's postpone that to tomorrow. Make sure you're back here tomorrow. I have a lot to say on that. It's a 7-minute video that I want to analyze. Okay. And let's come back here for tomorrow, but let's do something short in terms of what happens if you think you're God, okay, and you want to control your life. I think you should be in control of your life. I think you should plan out your life, okay, but I also think you should leave room for incasity, in case of incasity, right? Speaking of incasity, let's get into this next story. Real quick. All right, hit that like button. Thank you so much. Hit that like button real quickly. Let's watch this short video. Some of you will probably know who Maurice Chestnut is. Maurice Chestnut is known, I think his first breakthrough was Boys in the Hood, but he has many movies. I think in more recent times, maybe Best Man Holiday. They also have, I think, a series or something like that coming out, right? So he had something to say. Maurice Chestnut is it's one of America's finest actors, in my opinion. But he's a black man. But he's like 50 something years old now. But he has a story that he's going to share with us, and I wanna end today's session with that. Speaking of, you think, oh, you plan your life out, and but this is what happens between the age of 15 when you become balaga, meaning a whole human being can come out of you, and that 35 age that people think they're suddenly ready to have a wife or a husband. A lot can happen. A lot is going to happen. A lot of those things are going to be painful. A lot of those things are going to be traumatic experiences that you're just, even though you're trying to avoid it to happen anyway, because you're not God, right? So, and I'm not rushing anybody. I'm saying engage a little bit more engage the topic of romance and getting married, if that's what you want, by the way. Engage it from a more objective standpoint. And it's very difficult because, of course, you will speak from your experience, like me, like everybody else, right? But engage it more from a pragmatic, objective standpoint. Being able to see both sides, being able to live on the fence and say, I can see from this side, I can see from this side, and then kind of like adjust accordingly, and then talk to the elders. Talk to the elders, talk to a counselor, talk to listen to people that have done it, people that have failed in it, people that have succeeded in it, both sides, right? And engage it like that, right? If all you do is talk to people that have succeeded in it, could it work? Because they will paint obviously this unrealistic picture for you. If you talk to only people that have failed in it, that's worse, okay? Because they will basically destroy your good potential experience for you with their own bullshit, okay? So you need a good balance. People that have had experience, that they can speak to some of the negative experience that can come with marriage, and then being on the other side of it and understand, right? So, but let's talk. Let's listen to this short clip real quickly.
I was a deadbeat dad, and he's been my son, and he's been my son.
So what's the backstory, real quickly? It was being dragged on the internet that he's a deadbeat dad. Somebody was putting some news out there. He's explaining where that came from, basically. All right.
That I haven't been speaking about for all these years, and basically what happened was back when I was 17 years old, I got involved with a consensual friendship with someone. It wasn't a relationship. We never, we never went on dates. We never, went to eat.
You smashed it.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was one of those. Yeah, okay, I'll let you say it. It was one of those types of situations, and then after a while, she came up and she told me she was pregnant, and I was like, okay. At that time, I was 18 years old. I said, okay, I'm gonna step up and do the right thing.
Oh, you didn't run like Ricky did when he was done. Take off.
No, I never run from my responsibilities, man. That's one thing. That's one thing about myself is like I always look at all my situations, all my past situations in life, my failures and my successes, and I'll take responsibility, for them all. And so, if that was the case, which she told me at the time, I stepped up and said, okay, I'll be a father, to the child. Mm-hmm. And then he said basically, and I don't know, basically, I don't fault him for saying what he's saying because I feel that he's been told lies all of his life, by his mother. But
let me slow down real quickly. This is right. He said he stepped up, right? He stepped up. He's going to be the father. He's going to, try to do the best he could do, right? But that's not the end of the story. Wait.
He says that I left after Boys in the Hood came out. Then I just all of a sudden up and left and got another family. But that's not what happened. Basically, what happened was she put the baby on me. I tried to step up and do the right thing. We were together for the wrong reasons, and we tried to make it work. We were together breaking up. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I did get Boys in the Hood. And the movie came out. But this time that we broke.
Boys in the Hood was what, 1990? What year are we in right now? So we're talking about what, 32 years ago? So the person we're talking about is over 30, right? That could potentially be his son, right?
Up instead of it just being a regular breakup, I'm getting hit with a paternity suit.
Yeah, trap.
Yeah, now it's
movie style.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's, she's hit me with a suit. Her and her mother lawyered up or whatever, and then I had to do the same thing. And at that time, we had to take a paternity test. And it came out that I was not the father of the child.
Damn.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. He wasn't the father. But that wasn't the end of the story.
Yeah, and so then now, and to me, I think the disappointing, I understand.
Now, before we move forward, if you are 17, 18 years old, right, and you experience something like this, like a woman trying to put a baby on you, You think suddenly that you found out now that it's not your baby, you think that was the end of it? Is that really the end of it? I'm asking. Is that the end of it? What would happen to your mindset about women? Where would that put you in terms of expectations of women in general over time? Potentially. Not always, but potentially. Right? Are you just going to walk around free and happy, like everything is good again, like, oh, I could just knock anybody up? And remember, he just experienced his first success. And then suddenly he's being dragged through the court, child support court. And then he now found out that, oh, it's a lie all the while. This is not, right? Is he just going to get back out here and be like, oh, yeah. What happens to the next person he's going to try to date? The next person he dates will collect. They don't even know why they're collecting. Right? He's going to look over his shoulder. He might even dig through their phones and say, hey, maybe this is another one that will sleep with another man and try to put a baby on me. Maybe insecure. Right? We don't know. Every human being, how they respond to that will be different, but most likely it's going to be negative, right? And it's going to be negative in a way that actually is negative forward, right? Every time he engages in another relationship, it's going to suspect maybe somebody's out to get me again, right? What about the young lady herself? Right? She felt what she felt. Even after she got found out, like, oh, wait, you were sleeping with multiple, maybe she didn't know that, it wasn't really, I think she knows. Women know when they end up with multiple people and it could potentially be somebody else's baby. They know, right? Do you think she would just say, oh, I'm accountable, I will never do that? Let's see what she did after that.
And where he's coming from, because he's been, lied to and brainwashed all of his life. And I think people should really ease up on him on the internet, because, you can only imagine going through certain things as a child, and that goes into your, your adult life. You're a product of your experiences and your environment. So I don't.
This is a refined man talking. I don't know him, just off of what he's saying right now. This is a refined man. There are men in his age, 50, 55, 60, that will completely overreact to say, what kind of nonsense is this, right? They would drag the... Can you imagine 50 Cent going through this, right? We talked about 50 Cent and his son here the other time. What do you think will happen? Right? Can you imagine that? This is a refined man talking. It takes a lot to be in this space. You're being dragged, but you're saying people should take it easy on him. On a 30-something-year-old man who is claiming you are his father, but he knows otherwise, right? But there's more to the story. Let's keep going.
Really blame him. I'm disappointed in him, but I really blame her for a certain extent, because she's been saying stuff throughout the internet, for years, talking about how I'm a deadbeat father, but never once did she mention what the situation was. Exactly.
We're talking about 32 years later. He's being dragged. Would you blame this man if he's feeling some type of way? I would, because I'd be like, hey, get you. Just like I'm about to blame the 32-year-old audio son right now, right? Yeah, get your shit together. You're a grown man in a war that's dangerous. You should know that already, right? But on one side of things, I can understand when people have gone through this kind of experience and they don't want to give grace. Yeah.
Exactly.
How did that affect you? Because you were there when he was born. You
right.
raised him to a certain extent, and then
right.
They just pulled away. That's not yours.
Yeah, it was very difficult. Because it wasn't even just me involved. It was my mother feeling that she had her first grandchild. My sister. It was family that was involved.
There are family involved. When this kind of stuff happen, there's more people involved. It's not just you and your selfish. That's just how I feel. Shut your dirty mouth up. Right? There's more to it. There's always more to it,
How old was he when you found out?
He was about 3 years, 3, 4
Oh,
years
3
old.
years invested. Oh,
Yeah.
He was 3 years old when he found out that's not his son. What do you think that makes him feel like? Let me give you an example. If a man thinks he has a son for 3 years and suddenly it's not his son, emotional damages is created. It's not as simple like, oh, I just walk away, I'm free. No. It's only stupid people that think that way. It's bigger than that, you know. Just Jay in the house. Okay, so for all 134 of you listening, Just Jay used to be the only one listening to me on the days when it's not 0. Okay, so shout out to you, Just Jay. That's the real day one. Shout out to you. Thanks for stopping by. Let's keep going.
Yeah, it was 3 years. Yeah, it's 3 years and all. And so they said, it says that I left, and I didn't. It wasn't even the fact of me just leaving. It was a situation where I was like, listen, you need to tell him who his real father is, so we can establish a relationship. And the same way that you and your mother are coming after me for money, you need to go after him.
Yeah.
And apparently that never happened. And I think the first time types of situations, and then after a while she came up and she told me she was pregnant. And
My daddy.
You might as well.
and the same way that you and your mother are coming after me for money, you need to go after him.
Yeah.
And apparently that never happened. And I think the first.
So maybe she didn't really know who it was. Maybe she was sleeping with multiple people at the same time. This happens in real life. Okay. This happens all the time in real life. Okay? This happens all the time in real life. Okay? Let's keep going. Women, not all women, of course. Most, I'll tell you like this. All the women I know personally, I've never done anything crazy like this, but there's more than enough people doing it. Okay? So, in fact, Nigerians, we know that Nigerians and Jamaica, some statistics out there is saying they're top number 1 in paternity fraud and stuff like that out there, But that has nothing to do nothing. I'm talking particularly about when you are 17, you're literally 17 years away from 35. Excuse me. Sorry about that. You're literally 17 years away from 35 years old. You think you're just going to walk in through this wall and things are not going to happen to you emotionally? I think at that point you should actually start to learn emotions. Okay, learn how to express yourself emotionally, learn how to process your emotions. I think we've never done that. Instead, what we do is like, we tell people since their front cortex is not developed, they should wait until they're 45. Nah, people know how to go and poop and eat and go and take meat from their mother's soup pot and cheat and steal and lie at 17. If you know how to do those things at 17, they should also learn how to operate emotionally. We need to start having that conversation as early as possible. If you're 25, 26, 27 and you're not ready, you're not going to be ready at 45. It's actually going to get worse. It's actually going to get worse.
First time he was 3, I didn't talk to him and tell him that I wasn't his father at 3. But once he got older, I sat him down and said, listen, I'm not your father. And it was like the first time he heard it. So I don't really know what was going on with that situation.
That had to be hard. That sounds cruel as hell.
Well, the first.
So at 3, he left that baby's life, right? Because 3, you couldn't tell the baby 3, but he started being around. He stopped being around. But the mother and probably the mother's family or people who believe her terrible stories probably kept telling him lies. What do you think that does to a young man who is being told lies all of his life? Now, if he's on the receiving end as an actor that he is, Maurice Chestnut, and he's seeing people drag him for something they didn't do, right? What would immature men do? They would start overreacting all over the place. They would join the manosphere and start dragging all women, right? What is he saying? He said, wait. There's a reason why this young man is acting this way. He's being told lies. Oh yeah, but that's pandering. Oh, is this pandering too? You see how stupid that sounds, right? No, slow the fuck down. People that are acting a certain way around you, there's a reason why they're acting. If you're not slowing down, if you're not slowing down, how are you gonna understand what is going on around you? You're just ready to judge and condemn and like, oh yeah, but I'm gonna drag that little boy. Like, you will collect too.
Yeah,
the little boy down. I'm not your daddy.
Yeah, no, the first time, when I told him, it was very emotional.
What age was
on
he?
both of us. I don't really know. I believe he was around, probably was like 9.
He was
somewhere around
9
there.
years
I'm not sure.
old.
Tell everybody that's my daddy.
You might as well. You should have rolled that one out.
Imagine you're 9 years old, you thought Maurice Chestnut, even worse. You thought Maurice Chestnut was your father, and you were now being told that, hey, little boy, I'm not your father. Your mom needs to tell you who your real father is. What do you think that does? Yeah, if I were Maurice Chestnut, I would talk to a therapist or a counselor first before I disclose something like that to that little boy. But maybe he felt like, wait, I've told him to tell him. He should know by now. 9 years old is a big baby. Smart enough to know that, hey, I thought I'll be here for you, anything, but I'm not really your biological father. There's no way to make that kind of conversation easy. That conversation is always going to be tough. It's one of the things you have to face, regardless, right?
Mars.
Well, just wrote it out?
Yeah, I wrote it out.
No. Listen, I say it's a very delicate situation for people involved. Like I say, with him, it's a tough situation for him, so I don't really blame him. I'm disappointed, but it's something that I thought that his mother was telling him. After they tried to hit me with the suit, and we weren't getting along, and her mother and her, they were very angry, and her mother wasn't the nicest person to begin with because of everything that was going on. You couldn't really communicate. You can't communicate with somebody like that.
Can't really be mad at the lady. There's a lot of girls out there like, I'd have trapped him too, girl. You did the right thing.
No, it wasn't. But to me,
you're a big thot over here,
I don't think, to me, I think what really bothers me with her is the fact that she perpetuated the whole thing years. I've read something on the internet that was in 2013 talking about how it was a deadbeat.
All right, let's leave that at that. Okay, so tomorrow, if Evan doesn't fall out of the skies tomorrow, we'll be here talking about, we'll talk about, we're going to be reviewing this video tomorrow, okay? We'll go through this video, and then we'll review that tomorrow. Ladies, you definitely want to be here tomorrow. I will be analyzing this. This video is 7 minutes or so, okay? We'll be analyzing that tomorrow. Yeah, so that's correct. I agree with you, Rebecca. The boy's mom should be doing the telling, but he will probably try to do the right thing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. He's probably just trying to, since he was in his life for about 3 years and all that drama, and the boy keeps saying, most men will not even be around for a child that's actually, not most men, but a lot of men will not be around for a child that doesn't belong to, that belongs to them. Much less like, I know that's not my child, right? But he probably had a little bit of emotional connection to that boy and was just trying to make sure the boy is good. And it's turned out still badly, right? And he's believing the lies, but they can still do DNA test again if they want to, so he can get his stuff together. But the emotional damage is what I'm talking about, right? The longer you wait without learning how these things work, the more emotional damages are going to be created. And you're not helping yourself. That's number one. You're not helping everybody you're going to engage with, right? In any capacity, a sibling, brother, sister, a romantic lover, even worse, because there's no paycheck on Friday. Even at work, when there's paycheck on Friday, you get fired all the time, or you end up firing everybody that works for you all the time because you refuse to understand that there's more to any story than what you can see. And the only way you can find those things out is to learn how to actively listen to the emotions behind the scenes. All right. So shout out to all of you. I used to be able to go through the names and say shout out to this person, shout out to this person, but we're not stopping. We're growing. We're moving fast. We're going to be back here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. All right. Do not wait if you have your suspicions. Yeah, if you have suspicions, it's already messed up. You might as well do what you got to do, right? Judy never cared about the well-being of her son. Judy, I think Judy, but Judy go do all right, Judy go collect. That's one thing we know, So shout out to Just J, Clementina, D Love, Chinye, everybody that's been here, Bro Patrick, everyone that you're brand new here, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe, take a link to this video and share with somebody. Okay, take a link of this video and share with somebody. And after we're done with wrap up live, come back and tell me, give me a feedback in the comment area. Let me know if you really like this session, if there's any adjustments, some things you don't like, maybe the countdown is too long. Tell me something that you would like me to adjust on, and they will all be considered, you know. So you just saying don't wait on DNA testing. Yeah, I believe DNA should be a must in every home. I'll be careful with that rhetoric, but if you feel that way, you probably should go do it. If you already feel that way, it's already bad. Remember, feelings, right? It's going to eat you up for a long time. But if people are in good situation, they could also be on the edge because of other reasons, and they could use their own hands to destroy their family with all that DNA talk, and it had nothing to do with DNA all the while. But hey, to each his own. If you already feel that way, you probably should go do it. You know, it's already bad. If you already feel like, yeah, I'm not sure, then it's bad. Just go do what you gotta do, you know. So yeah, so thank you so much for everyone for stopping by. I'm gonna go take a shower, drink some cold water, eat a little snacks. I shouldn't be eating this late, you know. I'm gonna just go relax a little bit because I'm a little exhausted. But I'm having a good time. We're gonna be back here 5 p.m. tomorrow to talk about, I'm going to tell you the title right now, if nothing very hot comes up. Okay, the title is going to be Bolanle Schools, Modern Women and Single Ladies on Toka Moment. So when you see that, look out for it, turn on the notifications, turn on scheduling, notify me, all that good stuff, right? Do that so that you make sure you get notified. Oh, there's one more thing that I really should not leave you without. Join the Prestige family on lolaandola.com/WhatsApp. Okay, just go to that link on your phone, and it will take you into the WhatsApp group. Okay, if you don't have WhatsApp already, to download it and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so go ahead and do that. I wanted to drop that before we leave. All right, hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
What?